welcome to Dare to Live with Mary Ajagbe. How are you doing? How we're in the third week now, so how's this week going for you? I hope that you're well. I hope that everything is going on great, and hope that you are started on gratitude and started with saying thank you for every single thing. I hope that this is what it is for you, and I pray that you really are flowing in gratitude. Now, today I want to continue on gratitude and I want to talk about the transforming power of gratitude. How saying thank you transforms your life. I'm sure you're wondering, but it's just basic now. We just say thank you to people and then we move on. Yes, I know. But gratitude does something so, being grateful does something to not just the person that you're saying thank you to, right? In the terms of they feel appreciated and they feel like whatever it is, you were gifted. I mean, who doesn't like to be thanked? Who doesn't like to be thanked? Even little children, if they give you something, you know, they also like to receive thank you. And because you hear some of them say, you didn't say thank you. How much more? Because there's something about gratitude. There's something about the power of gratitude, and that something is transformative. Remember when I started on this month and when I said I saw a butterfly while I started, and the butterfly was just flying, and I said, to keep being on the pathway to transformation, gratitude is it. Gratitude is it. It's the link to transformation. I remember one time, I know that I've shared this and I'll definitely keep sharing it because this is an experience that my hand has handled. This is something that was me. And what I saw was just amazing. And so I struggled for a very long time actually with depression, you know. And this particular year, it was about to be December. And I love that month of the year. My God. I love it. It's just oh, I love it. I love that month. I don't know why I do, but when it's getting to December, I'm like, I don't know, maybe because of the atmosphere of celebration, of shift for a new year, of bonding, of family. It just gives me this wholesome feeling that it's indescribable, right? And so I remember this particular year, and I was alone, and it almost felt like I was being choked where I laid down to sleep at home and I couldn't breathe. I literally could not. I can never forget that day. I literally could not breathe. And all of a sudden, a text message from a minister in the church that I was attending just kind of came in on my phone. And so I remember while I was just gasping for breath where I laid, looking at my phone and just able to quickly type. The person had asked me, "Oh, Mary, how are you doing?" and everything. And I just typed, "I can't breathe." And I remember that she had responded with saying, "If you can't breathe, just keep saying thank you, Jesus." And all I remember was I just kept on saying, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank 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 you, Jesus." As I said, "Thank you, Jesus," I kept on saying, "Thank you, Jesus." My goodness, it was beyond amazing. It was beyond amazing. I slept off. I don't know for how long I slept, but I knew that by the time I woke up, I was whole. My goodness, I was fine. You wouldn't believe that this was the same me that was gasping for breath. And all, I can't, I wish I could, I wish I could explain that moment, but I can't. But I definitely know that saying thank you saved my life, and it has saved my life more than I can ever count, or more than I will ever know. And another story that I want to share personally also was I'd gotten into like a relapse, depression wise. And I was working at an organization then. And I remember we had gone for a retreat, and this particular retreat, was, yeah, so we're supposed to have like a presentation, each person, and talk about your roles, understanding of your roles. So I got there, and as I got there and I started to share, I just started to talk about my roles. I just started crying. I started crying. My boss just came out and we started to talk. And as we started to talk, and I was sharing all of the ways and the worries and everything and the negative emotions, and just talking and talking and talking, he listened to everything I had to say. And when I was done crying, he looked at me and he said to me, Mary, what are you grateful for? My goodness. That penetrated every negativity that I could. It's almost like an arrow went in, an arrow of goodness. That's the word I would use. Went in and shattered every of these negative emotions and thoughts and feelings. And there was a rewiring and a reprogramming that had to happen, and a shift that happened immediately from being sorrowful to being grateful. Because when you're in that state, that hopeless state, you don't think anything is working in your life. You don't even see what is working in your life. You don't even see that you're alive, because you're just filled with so much hopelessness and so much negativity and so much worry and so much anxiety that you are unable to think differently. And immediately he asked the question, what are you grateful for? My goodness. I just, I couldn't, for the life of me, I just thought, oh my God, a shift happened in my mind immediately. And I had to begin to think about it, and he said, write it down. I want you to write down all the things you're grateful for. And that was like the instruction regimen for wholeness for me. And ever since then, I can never stop talking about those profound moments in my life, because thanksgiving and gratitude saved my life, and it's still saving me. And so, dear listener, if you're listening to me and you're feeling very overwhelmed by life, because we all get to that point. We all get there sometimes, and sometimes you feel like, I don't think anything's really working in my life. I want you to immediately ask yourself this. So I had a session sometime in February, a group session, and there was somebody that I'm part of the things that I helped one of the people that I coached to discover was saying thank you. In fact, all of the people, what I would do with them, I would say that I hope that they are, saying thank you, and that every day they write down 5 to 10 things. I would say write 10 things, because five things is pretty easy. You can say life is, but 10 things you are prompted to think outside of the box of each day and of the things that happened in your life daily. And so each person would come up with 10 things that you're grateful for, 10 things that you're grateful for. And they would write it down. And I would say, just continue this practice of daily acknowledging what happens in your day to day. And so if you're listening to this and you're feeling overwhelmed at any point with any, area of life or whatever it is, I want you to start with this, asking yourself, what am I grateful for? And once you're able to identify, I want you to write those things down. You will immediately notice the shift in your mood. You will immediately notice the shift in your brain. You will immediately notice the shift in your thinking pattern. You will immediately notice the shift in your heart that would happen, and a warmth and a grace and a comfort and a joy would fill you up of, wow, I actually have these things working in my life. So why am I so stuck up on this one thing that hasn't happened yet? It's not as if you have been denied or rejected. You have not. It's going to happen. And so you position yourself even for the new to happen in your life through the art of gratitude, consistently being grateful. For next episode, I'll be sharing more on this. Hope to see you listen by then too. And if you find this helpful, which of course I believe you will, please do share to others and let them listen and be transformed as well as they listened. Thank you. Until next time, my name is Mary Ajani.